Hi everyone, it's Wanda with the Armchair Cat Advocate, and I want to update everyone on this little girl and talk a little bit about socializing feral kittens because this little girl's definitely hasn't been socialized. Now that, and it's hard to tell when you first bring them in, because unless you can assume things, but uh any kitten, even if they were socialized, would have probably bit me with being grabbed from behind. And so that really isn't going to prove that they're feral or they're unsocialized. I really prefer the term unsocialized, but she's been in here now since Thursday, and she's gaining strength. You can see her eyes. Her eyes are so much. Look at these eyes. Look, they're definitely green. She's a pretty girl. See? You can see the eyes. There's a good picture of the eyes. See how much better they look? Yeah, she says I'm doing much better. We are second day of Capstar, and I did a little dose of Revolution because she's put on enough weight now that she can get some Revolution. And I might give her another dawn bath in another day or two, because I actually had my therapy session this morning and was showing her to my therapist. And we do, of course we do the teletherapy, but I was showing her Cinnamon, and while I was holding her, I saw a little flea crawling across her head. So she still has fleas. She is scared right now. We just had a bit of a kerfuffle, and I didn't know. Now I know that this would set her off, but I had her on the towel. I had just got done. I gave her her other Capstar and her Revolution treatment, and I was petting her, playing with her. She was rolling on her back. She was getting her tummy rubbed. She was getting her little chest rubbed. She was playing, and she was starting to do the same thing Maleficent does. Maleficent does that growl, 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 little kitten, growl, 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 meow, 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 kind of, when you're playing with them. And all was going good. And then I thought, how about if I get a toy? And I got this. And she's going to be looking. I'm not going to put it at her. I just want to hold this up. I have this toy here. It's a kitten toy, and it's okay, baby. I'm not going to give it to you. It's a kitten toy, and when you squeeze it, it makes like a crunching noise. So it's kind of like a crinkling noise that cats usually like. It has feathers on it. It has that texture that kittens can chew on. The famous five liked it. They used to play with it all the time. She, however, did not enjoy it at all. In fact, she went bonkers when I just took it to her. I thought, just waved it in front of her, and I squeezed it, and it went crinkle, crinkle, and she went, ah! And proceeded to teleport around the kitchen. While I was hyperventilating, thinking, oh my God, what if she gets under something and I can't get her out and I only have one hand? Because, she's small enough that she could get under. We have the heating implements, the refrigerator. Oh my God, if she got under the refrigerator, I don't know how I would manage that, especially with dealing with one hand. By the way, the hand is, it's okay. It's okay, Cinnamon. The hand is like looking more like a hand and not a sausage with fingers, and I can make a fist now. So that's good. And I do have a a doctor's appointment tomorrow. It's a telehealth appointment that I had made previously before all this happened, but I'm not. At least I can talk to him and ask him if I need to come in or anything, which I don't think I will. I because I should be updated on tetanus. I know that they're really good about that, so I should be up to date on that. But she's doing good. I'm going to see. Can we just sit it here? You see, she's not reacting as badly as she was, but it's obvious she never had toys. She doesn't know what to do with toys. I don't want to scare her. Good girl. Oh, okay, okay. No more. Okay. Okay. It went away. It went bye-bye. It went bye-bye. Oh, I know what you need. Okay. So, here we go. There. Yeah, is that better? She says, I don't like that other thing. That's not fun. So, I'm going to have to work with her. Here you go, baby. It's okay. There. Good girl. I mean, I do have these little toys down here. I think part of the problem is too that, it's the shock, the trauma of being. I mean, just try to see it from the cat's point of view. I don't know what happened to her mom. Okay, so that's number one. It's obvious she's young. I'm guessing she might be a little older because she's just really thin and malnourished. But I'm gonna guess because her eyes have changed. So she's an older kitten. She's not a baby like Maleficent and the Famous Five were when I brought them in. They were about they were around 4.5, maybe 5 weeks max when I brought them in. And they were somewhat socialized. She's obviously hasn't been socialized. She hasn't, lived in a home and heard the noises and things. She was out on the street. I don't know what happened to her mom. Usually they stay with mom. At that age, they're usually running around with mom because they would be going. I know from my colony, from my Lawless, Lucy, Wusspuss, when they brought their kittens, at this stage in the game, the kittens were with them all the time. The kittens were following them because they would go with mom to the feeding station to eat. So, I mean, they'd also go out on their own and explore, but mom was always close by, and I don't know what happened here, but and I haven't been able to find the gray tabby, the little gray tabby kitten that I think is her, or was her sibling. But she's definitely, she's definitely been through a lot. But again, trying to just put yourself in when you work with these cats, try to put yourself in their shoes or their paws. Think about that. Think about if you were just walking around outside, mind your own business, and somebody grabbed you, which, well, I don't want to get political here, but that could possibly happen in today's climate. Not going to go there. Anyway, but you're walking around and you're minding your own business, and all of a sudden somebody grabs you from behind and picks you up and carries you off, and then you're plopped into a cage, and then you're plopped into another cage, and it's like you have, what's this thing? I've never seen something like that before. I don't know what these things are. Different smells, different sounds. Of course she's going to be freaking out. Now, remember the 3-3 rule. The 3-3-3 rule. 3 days, to kind of get settled into their surroundings, 3 weeks to feel more comfortable, and 3 months to completely acclimate to their surroundings. So this baby's, just gotten past the 3 days, and so she's still very early in her journey, but she's doing good, but that's just on me to be more mindful that she's probably going to react differently than Maleficent and siblings did. She's watching my hand. You watching my hand? You watching the fingers? Are you watching the fingers? I think the other thing too is her eyes were so gunked up. I think it was hard for her to see because she had so much discharge coming out of those eyes, and now you can see the eyes are much clearer and the discharge is much less. The right eye is still a little bit gunky. That one was the worst one. But, she had that respiratory infection, which is, I don't hear the clicking in her chest either like I did, or the snuffling in her nose. So, and I cleaned her ears out yesterday, so we got all that gunk out. And the Revolution will take care of any ear mites. It should kill some intestinal parasites too. Oh, she's getting sleepy. You want a little more chicken, baby, before we call it a day? There. Whoops, I'm sorry. She says too many noises. She does like chicken, though. Yeah. Good girl. And that's the reason why I always cover crates. I never leave crates open. Because of sensory issues, it makes them feel more secure. I mean, again, how would you feel if somebody stuck you in a prison cell and you were just out there? You had no place, you had no privacy whatsoever. Is it good? Do you want another piece? I have some more to make up. I think my hand's good enough that I can make it up today, because I have to pull the skin off. And oh, look at that. Yummy, yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Oh boy. She's a chicken girl. She's a chicken girl. Yeah, she's doing good. And the box, too. The box is also for her to hide in. Somebody asked me that, if the box is for her to hide in, and yes, it is. You can see inside is her little stuffy friend. She snuggles up to that. I don't know if she's been sleeping outside of the box, but if she wants to go in there, she can. But she's been sleeping outside of the box. When I come into the kitchen, I usually startle her, just because when I turn the light on, that's all of a sudden the light goes flash. I mean, and again, outside lights, you just don't hit a switch and the sun comes up. There's transition. We go from night to dawn, to daylight, and then we have dusk to night. So we have transitions in nature. Just some things to think about, And I know everybody has, everybody's, and this is another reason why I don't think it's a good idea for people to be fostering like 50 kittens at one time. It's, you can't give them the attention that they need. You just can't. I'm sorry. If I hurt people's feelings, I hurt your feelings. But there's no way in hell you can do that. There's no way in hell that you can mass foster and have good results. Because the the idea behind fostering is not only to give them a place to land until they find a permanent residence, but also to have that cat ready so that when somebody comes along, they're appealing to adopt. And just saying, like, oh, yeah, well, this kitten was in a house with 50 cats. It gets along well with cats. Okay, well, that's great, but I don't have 50 cats. It's just me and the cat. How's a cat going to get along with humans? Well, gee, I don't know, because I didn't have much time to spend with the cats because, like I said, I have 50 cats and I can't spend much time with a kitten when I have 50 other cats to tend to. So, that's a rescue, by the way, too. That's not even a fostering situation. Unless you're like Kayla, and there's other people that foster that have medical cases. That's a little different. But I'm talking about just a regular foster. We have a lot of things wrong with our current animal welfare system as well as our human services systems. People just don't talk about the animal welfare system as much. Everything's not just broken, it's missing pieces. Right, Cinnamon? Okay, everyone. I think I'm going to end it there. Let her have a little break. Can you be the good girl? Oh, good girl. Are you going to come and let me pet you? Good girl. Oh, you want more chicken? Okay. I think people enjoy watching you eat chicken. Here. Will you take it from my hand? Take it nicely. Good girl. Good girl. Well, she takes that much nicer than the famous five. I had to basically throw it through the open the door and chuck it in at them because they'd be grabbing my fingers and my arm and everything. Good girl. Good girl, Cinnamon. Good girl. Good job, baby. Good girl. Okay, everyone, thanks so much for watching. If you wouldn't mind, like and subscribe. We will see you next time. So, goodbye for meow.